Yo, what's going on? Hit lead singles that ruined album eras. Now let's see what this guy has in the back. Sabrina, Charlie. Wait a minute. Is that Kali Uchis? Maybe. Behind him. That's Camila Cabello. Obviously, Billie Eilish, Miley Cyrus. Am I stupid? Who is this? I don't know any of these ones here. Wait. Yeah, I don't know any of those ones at the top. And then the pink crown. Is that Blackpink? It might be Blackpink. Yeah. Damn, you got 100K? All right. Alright, let's start. Let's stop the stalling.
Having a smash hit lead single for an album is something every single mainstream artist desires, but something I've noticed is that this can actually ruin an album era. Before I get into this video, hello Floppianas. If you're new here, welcome.
This guy just called me a
name is
Floppiana.
Evan Flop, and I am obsessed with talking about pop music. So if you love learning about pop music, subscribe for more.
Alright. This guy called himself.
So over the past couple of years, we've seen multiple
Should I name my
lead singles
channel
for albums
Noah
take
Kia
off
Asylum?
so much that they just completely
Fuck
overshadow
it.
the whole album era and other singles. The lead singles just become smash hits, and then artists and labels focus only on that song from the album. The most well-known example of this is Miley Cyrus's Endless Summer Vacation.
You know what? He's low-key cooking. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Because the thing with that, Endless Summer Vacation, like, look, you had Flowers, which that was the most mid song of all time. Let's be honest here. Jaded, which, I mean, that song, I think that song did chart, but I don't think it stayed around for that long. To be fair, I think Used to Be Young was on Endless Summer Vacation. I think that song did okay, but definitely not as big as Flowers. I thought Used to Be Young is actually a really good song. And that should have been way bigger than fucking Flowers. Flowers is the most middest song you could ever make in your entire career. Let's be honest. But yeah,
Where's the lead single of that
I agree.
album
Low key,
was probably the biggest hit this decade so far.
Because the thing is, like with Flowers, it was so huge, right? But then like no one really talked about like the actual album.
8 weeks at #1 and now has over 2.4 billion Spotify streams. So you'd think a song like this would lead into a huge album era, but Endless Summer Vacation didn't really take off. Despite having all of the streams from Flowers, the album didn't even reach #1. It peaked at #3, and
what was
the
above
follow-up
it?
single River struggled to make the top 30, and Jaded
River
didn't even make the top 50.
Oh, River was so forgettable. I even forgot about that song. Holy fuck!
Single River struggled to make the top 30.
I don't even know what that song sounds like.
Jaded didn't even make the top 50. That was so annoying, by the way, because Jaded is literally one of her best songs. And don't get me wrong, I love Flowers and am so happy that
No,
Miley
no. Look, this guy is on Stan Twitter and he doesn't want to upset the people on there, so he's being a little nice. Just say it how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like Flowers is mid as fuck.
But I also feel kind of bitter towards Flowers because I do feel like it hindered Jaded's chances at becoming a hit because Flowers was just everywhere.
So Used to Be Young was that not a single?
Miley herself didn't
or was that like a one-off
this album? In fact, it seemed like she didn't even know it.
No, that was.
But still, you'd think that Flowers
maybe just didn't talk about it
without promo would also allow the album to take off without promo, but it just didn't. There was a point when Flowers was getting 17 million daily streams, so it's kind of hard to have.
Wait, that's real? Wait, that's like made up numbers, surely.
There was a point when Flowers was getting 17 million.
Guys, what are we doing? Nah, this has to be like mostly like fucking JC Penney's and Walmart's like playing this song. Like this isn't even like real people playing this song.
To have a follow-up single when you have that big of a hit. But Miley isn't the only artist this has happened to. I already know people are going to be mad about me including Adele in this video because, yeah,
you know, and he's right too. Oh my, it's so sad that he's right. It's actually sad that he's right. It's depressing that he's right. Look, Easy on Me is a good song. At least the Easy on Me was a good lead single. It kind of justifies itself for being like the main fucking point of the rollout there. But like, what even went? Look, Oh My God was okay, but like that being like that felt like kind of like you know, the upbeat song that Adele does in her rollouts, and it really doesn't compare to like something like Rolling in the Deep. Like, Oh My God wasn't terrible, but it was meh. It was meh. I think my favorite from the album was probably I Drink Wine. I maybe have to I haven't listened to the album in a while. Um, yeah, I think I really like I Drink Wine. I thought that was a good song. And yeah, I don't remember a lot of the other ones. The thing was, that album felt like when I listened to it, it felt like it didn't have the hits like 25 did. It felt more, definitely more personal, because you know she had her kids and stuff, and that kind of makes sense. And I feel like Adele's at a point in her career where she doesn't even really need to release more music. I know this might be a controversial take, but I feel like she doesn't really need to release more music. It's kind of like a thing where, like, even though she only has like what, like 4 albums out, yeah, 4 albums out. Like, I don't know, like she could literally go on tour for the rest of her life, and I feel like she would be Gucci because she's such a good performer and people really love her live. So I can see her like just never releasing music again and just like touring all the time. I could definitely see that.
Adele and flop should not be in the same sentence. I know that. But if we had to call any of her eras her flop era,
Oh, 30.
her last album,
100%.
30. And I'm not talking about album sales. We know Adele is the queen of pure sales. I'm talking about the longevity of the era. Adele's 30 was so big that it was the best-selling album of 2021, despite coming out in November of that year. But
that is crazy.
much of a long-lasting era for 30 outside of Easy on Me. Easy on Me, the lead single of the album, was a huge hit, spending 10 weeks at #1. But Oh My God, which Adele released as the second single, didn't really make much noise. It debuted in the top 5, which at the time seemed great, but it quickly started going down after that and ended up only charting for 16 weeks. And I think this is because Easy on Me was still charting at #1 when Adele made Oh My God the second single.
Well, fucking Sabrina Carpenter had like 3 fucking songs in the top 20 at the same time. Like, that doesn't matter.
The general public was still very much focused on
and Doja Cat. Doja Cat had like 5 trillion songs like on the charts at once, in the top 40 at once. Like,
Easy on Me. And after
they were playing all their shit on the radio.
It felt like Adele kind of just gave up on the era because there wasn't another single after that. A recent example was Rosé's Appétit, which was one of the biggest global hits released in 2024. It spent 12 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Global 200 and also
I've been listening to this shit,
so US Hot 100. So I thought Rosé's debut self-titled album was going to be a big era. Her follow-up singles, though, #1 Girl and Toxic Till the End, struggled to chart, so her album wasn't really
I mean, let's be honest. People were there for Bruno. Like, nobody, let's be honest. Like, okay, I know the song is mainly, I don't even know how to say it, Rosé, but like, really, Bruno kind of brought it over the top. And that was really like the commercial, well, like what? That was really more of like the US appeal. That's why I did so good in the US, because I feel like Bruno was really on that track. And I feel like, I don't know, like it definitely would have been as big without Bruno, but I feel like if Bruno wasn't on that song, like I feel like that whole rollout would have just been even more like just flop. Even though it's not flop, it probably did really well globally. But the thing is, a lot of these K-pop artists, they really need like the crossover artists on their songs, and that's why like they do so many different like collabs and stuff, and it makes sense. They shouldn't have to do that, but like they do have to do it, because a lot of people, they aren't really looking out for like the K-pop stuff. And when you put like, oh, Bruno Mars is on this K-pop or like international song, let's put him on the radio in the US, people are like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. But like nobody's like really like, you know, listening for the K-pop artists. You know, they see Bruno Mars and they're like, oh wait, yeah, this, I know Bruno Mars.
Oh, #1 Girl and Toxic Till the End struggled to chart, so her album hasn't really felt like an era at all. Toxic Till the End in particular really does sound like a hit, and I really think it could have been if Appétit didn't overshadow it.
Well, if it flopped globally, then yeah, okay, well then that's just shit. But like if he's only talking about the US, then no.
Completely. Now, the album has only been out for 3 months, so I guess the era could still continue, but Apata is still charting in the top 10, and there are no signs of a new single. So it really seems like the label is pushing Apata as far as they can, which could mean there won't be any other singles from the album. That's just sad because it's always exciting when debut albums become
What other
smash
like
hit
American
eras,
artists
and
are
I feel
on
like
that album?
Apata is
The
just
talks to
preventing
that
that from
album.
happening for
'Cause
Rosé.
I didn't
Like, I'm
listen to
so
that.
happy for her that she got this hit song, but she needs more. I want to talk about Tate McRae next because she has given us examples of both an album that had a smash hit lead single, but
Oh, you
didn't
know
really
what?
last long,
I know what he's about to say. I know what he's about to
and
say.
an album that didn't have any hits leading into its release. But
So yeah, that's so close to what, and then her last album. So yeah, he's talking about what was it called? I forgot. I didn't listen to it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But the fucking Greedy album. There was Greedy, and then there was like X's, and then there's one other song that I don't really remember. Yeah, that's a pretty good example.
is now becoming her most successful album. Tate started her last album, Think Later, with the lead single
Think Later.
Greedy,
There
which
you go.
peaked at number 3 and charted for 42
Yeah, they
weeks.
put all their
So
money
it
on
really
Greedy.
was one of the biggest hits of 2023. But this song was so big that it didn't really allow for there to be any other hit single from the album. X's was the second single and performed moderately, peaking at number 34, but her team didn't push any other single from the album after
Really?
that. I feel like because Greedy was living in the top 10 for months, it overshadowed everything from that era, which is sad because the two best songs from that album, Run for the Hills and Hurt My Feelings, didn't get single treatment with big music videos. Tate's team
I thought
was
Run
pushing
for the
Greedy
Hills-
so hard.
Run for the
that
Hills
by
charted,
time
no?
it died down the following summer, she just decided to start her next album era.
Huh.
She released It's Okay, I'm Okay as the lead single of her album So Close to What, and it was a top 20 hit, so it wasn't a flop by any means, but it wasn't a Greedy, and I actually think this helped the performance of the album in the long run. It's Okay, I'm Okay not becoming a huge hit like Greedy allowed for 3 other singles to have their well-deserved moments with music
Right.
videos. Two Hands, Sports Car, and Now Revolving Door, which
Okay.
became
I'm not gonna lie.
moments with music videos. Two Hands,
Two Hands ass.
Sports Car, and
Sports car is it's
Now Revolving Door.
Revolving Door is fucking peak though. I can't lie. Revolving Door is actually like a peak song. Like that like this song like might be legendary. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like this song is actually so catchy. It's Okay, I'm Okay. That was okay. But like I don't know. I didn't like Two Hands. Like Two Hands that song is okay. Sports car, look, I get why people get it, or I get why people like it, but personally, nah, I don't really like that song that much. But
which
Revolving
became the
Door,
fourth
though,
single
that
on the
song
release
is
of the
actually
album.
fire.
If It's Okay, I'm Okay was a smash hit, I really don't think we would have had 2 more pre-album singles and the 4th single with the release of the album. Because
Right.
the label likely
And that
would have
really,
just put
you
the
know,
majority
it really helped her too because like Sports Car and Revolving Door are doing very good right now, and I feel like they wouldn't like if you only had that one big song. If you only had that one big song, then those songs wouldn't have done as well as they could have, and I feel like that would have been a bad thing because I feel like having 2 songs doing averagely is better than having one big song. I don't know, because like I feel like it will get more people to listen to the actual album than just having one big song. Like why would I like some people will be like, why would I listen to the album if I have this big song by them? But if they're like, wait a minute, like I listened to Revolving Door and Sports Car, I listened to 2 of these songs, and they're like, wait, I kind of want to listen to more, like they got 2 of the songs instead of just like being like, hey, I only like this one song. You know what I'm saying?
effort into that song, which would have just overshadowed everything else, like we saw with Greedy. Having 3 moderate hits before the release of the album instead of one big smash hit is what allowed Tate to promote the album even more and
That's kind of what I just said.
showcase what she was going to do.
Yeah, I
sonically
should just
with
let this guy talk.
Now, So Close to What is
sounds more
already
like a
Tate's
professional.
most successful album commercially, becoming her first #1 on the Billboard 200
Damn.
and doubling Think Later's first.
Damn,
week
wait,
set.
177K?
So this just goes to show that she
got
didn't need
motion.
Greedy for this album. Like the 3 small hits she had before the album came out were enough to get the general public locked in. And now Revolving Door is starting to take off, becoming a top 20 hit in global Spotify, so the era doesn't seem like it's going to end anytime soon. Tate McRae is literally main pop girling so hard right now, so it confuses me that people...
I don't know. I don't know about that Morgan Wallen collab. I don't know. That might do something. Who knows? We'll have to see.
Are still struggling to admit that she's a main pop girl. Like, she has a #1 album with 150K sales, and she's about to go on an arena tour. Like, these are main pop girl things. Now, an era isn't necessarily doomed if it starts out with a smash hit. I mean, look at Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet, which...
True.
You guys like my Short and Sweet merch? It's literally my...
Wait. I thought that was like a soccer jersey. I was like, what is this guy wearing?
It's a jersey.
I didn't even read it at first.
And then Sabrina 69 on the back. Like,
okay.
Isn't this so cute? But Sabrina started Short and Sweet with the smash hit Espresso and was still able to get multiple smash hits from the album after that.
Yeah.
I think that Short and Sweet taught us that while having a hit song as a lead single is important for artists, having well thought out strategies for marketing and publicity for the follow-up singles is even more important. Sabrina used her performances and music videos to generate hype and publicity for her follow-up singles after releasing Espresso. She teased the second and third singles, Please, 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 and Taste, at her Coachella performance, and also got her former man in the Please, Please, Please music video.
That fucking lunatic that cheated on her somehow. Oh, I'm still mad about that.
The Taste music video.
Yeah, that happened like a month ago, and I'm still mad about that shit.
The whole internet talking about these songs and is a large reason for them becoming hits. So Sabrina avoided the smash hit lead single, ruining the rest of the album era, and so did Lady Gaga. But Die With a Smile was so...
I don't see, the thing with this is like, is Die With a Smile really a lead single? Is it really? Let's be honest here. Because let's be honest, like, this song was not supposed to be on Mayhem. Like, let's just be straight up. If Disease was a bigger song, then that would have been like the big, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, this is just my opinion, but I feel like Die With a Smile was not supposed to be on Mayhem. Okay, Disease was supposed to be the main single, and now it's supposed to go crazy, you know what I'm saying? But it just didn't. So like, she was like, fuck, I need a fucking big song on my album, and I'm gonna put Die With a Smile. But then Abracadabra came, and it kind of became weird.
Close to ruining Lady Gaga's Mayhem era. Die With a Smile became a #1 smash hit, and at one point was receiving...
Disease was ass, though. I'm not gonna lie.
But while this was happening, she released Disease, which she referred to as the lead single of her album Mayhem.
That's what I said. Okay, yeah, that's what I said. That's actually what I said. Okay, yeah, Disease, like, that was supposed to be the lead single.
It debuted at number 27, but then fell off after that,
right,
and only charted for 8 weeks. Because Gaga released Disease literally right as Die With a Smile was becoming a mega hit, it didn't really have its moment to
but like, Disease was kind of ass though. Like, am I the only one who thinks, like, is that really like a lead? Like, Disease doesn't give me lead single vibes. I don't, maybe, I mean, it might, but like, the thing is like, it's just ass to me. I don't know. I don't like that song at all.
Shine like it should have. So I was worried about the Mayhem era after Disease.
And then Abracadabra, yeah.
But Gaga saved herself with Abracadabra. Gaga and her team had the perfect strategy for Abracadabra, which was debuting the whole music video as a MasterCard ad during the biggest night in music, the Grammys. This was just excellent promo for the song, and it's already a bigger hit than Disease, so far peaking at number 13. I think all of this...
that's a pretty low bar, I can't lie to you.
Show that artists have to work harder than ever nowadays during the streaming era to have album eras with longevity. I feel like there's just been too many instances over the past couple of years where artists and their teams have gotten too comfortable starting eras with hit songs that they don't focus on strategizing how they can get even more hit singles from the era. They really just milk that hit lead single for as long as they could, which in a way makes sense. I mean, they want to make money, but if...
I know he's not gonna talk about this. This is like a whole other thing, but like, The Weeknd is also kind of like a victim of this too, because his new album is not doing very good. You know, he had Timeless, which was a really big hit. But like, after that, did he release any other singles after Timeless, or was that just like, I don't think he did. he released Timeless, and then a few months later he released the album. But like the album, it doesn't really have like any like okay, like yeah, there was like it did pretty good like with chart performance like when it first came out. But like there haven't really been any other hits coming from Hurry Up Tomorrow. And I feel like that's kind of another instance of, the lead single kind of fucking it up and shit. But yeah, I don't know.
They want to keep making money off.
Actually, no, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Yeah, wait. I just realized Dancing with the Flames came out before Timeless. What the fuck? I just remembered that song. Wow. But the thing was, Dancing with the Flames supposed to be the lead single? Because it's not on the album. It's not on Hurry Up Tomorrow, which is very weird to me. But I heard that Dancing with the Flames was not on the album because of like the fucking fires, which is kind of stupid. That's stupid. But if Dancing with the Flames was supposed to be the lead single, then that kind of like fucks up my argument. But that wasn't even on the album. I don't know. I'm kind of yapping.
That artists with more songs, it's important to focus on longevity by pushing even more singles. So it's not like smash hit lead singles will automatically ruin an album era, but it's easy for them to if artists and their teams aren't careful and don't think ahead about how they want to continue the era. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. It means the world to me, and let me know your thoughts and everything in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more. And
does this guy ever like move his head
on my other social media profiles?
No, pretty good video. I agreed with all of the points that he said. Honestly, like he was spitting facts the entire video. Yeah, it was good. All right, guys, go subscribe to Adam the Flop. Subscribe to my channel. Follow my Twitter. Follow my second channel. And yeah, thanks for watching.